Hey, thanks for watching. Nathan here with Team TendedBar, here with Matt Gutermuth, Keith King, and Justin Honeysuckle. We just wanted to share an update on what our team's been up to and some of the things we're all anticipating in our events and hospitality industry. So, Justin, good to see you, man, down in your garden.
Thanks,
How
man.
are
Yeah,
things? Yeah, you're
it's
looking
good,
you're
man.
looking comfortable.
Yeah, we've got some interesting things coming up. I mean, right now we're going to be going to San Antonio next week.
Hmm.
Finalize the new mobile unit we have coming off the line at Lancer Worldwide.
Yeah.
Really excited about that. We're gonna have some great updates next week with some good video of that thing in the works. But really, I mean, speaking of traveling, and we've done limited amounts to this point, that's kind of where we've made a little bit of a pivot. And not that we're not focusing on high volume venues, but at this time, everybody knows they're not open. So we had to see what else is out there where we could, really, really hone in on. And I think the hospitality world is a great place for us to look. And what I mean by that is, everything around it. And whether you're traveling to a hotel, whether you're flying there, driving there, that whole experience is still about your guest experience and your customer experience. And as somebody who travels quite a bit regularly, like, you expect a certain quality in there. And the cleanliness of these places has been second to none. I can honestly say I haven't been to one place that I felt uncomfortable at, that I didn't think they were doing a good job at. But what I do think was a big miss on all of them, not to call anybody out in particular, but they all missed bringing me in and wanting me to come back and experience it again. They were so worried about how I was going to be impacted by, their service or their staff, wearing masks and everything. But they kind of forgot to touch me and make sure that I felt it and I felt comfortable and I wanted to be there and then I wanted to come back. And that's something I think the TendedBar experience kind of does that all these new protocols don't do, is they offer the guest a way for you to interact with your hotel, interact with your airport, with your restaurant, whatever, but not necessarily with the customer, but still you, and still have a good cocktail experience and still be like, hey, this is cool and innovative, but it's also making that place money, which is what this is all about. I mean, everybody's hurting. So having something that we can do that can make you money
Hmm.
at the same time of making that guest
Right.
experience that much better, I think is a great thing. And, I know we've put on some new renderings that we're rolling out there and designing with Lancer right now for that new machine that's kind of all in one, a little less high volume, a little more customer service friendly, I think is a very good thing.
Yeah, we're calling it's the hospitality comeback we're really aligning with. And Justin, like you said, it's that, what's that experience now for people? We're so preoccupied, rightly so, with cleanliness, safety, sanitization of surfaces and reducing touch points. It's like, where's the personal, where's the humanity and treating customers? So, for all of us that are out there looking for these dates, we know it's going to be different. Keith and Matt, you're out there talking to
Yeah.
people all the time. What's the vibe you're getting from people about openings and that bringing the guest experience and bringing innovations into this new world we're entering?
Well, I tell you, clearly our world is starting to wake up, slowly but surely. And as we normalize, there's going to be a massive pent up demand. I just think the number of concerts that are going to be scheduled in 2021 is just going to be off the hook. And I think cleanliness is really going to become table stakes. It's almost greens fees that the consumer now is going to expect it at such a higher level. Justin, to your point, I flew several weeks ago for the first time in a while. And I mean, I can't even imagine what we flew in before. Because the airplanes were so ridiculously clean. But hey, at the end of the day, once that becomes greens fees for a consumer, it is going to absolutely revert back to the authenticity of the experience and feeling special about where you're at. And at the end of the day, for all of these venues and all of these verticals, they're going to have to differentiate themselves, just like they had to before. And hey, at the end of the day, the guest is why. And the guest is why you're in business, and you can't ever lose sight of that. And that's what's so cool about where we're positioned as a company, is we're all about that guest experience and making the guest the center of everything we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Matt, you're spot on that, pent up. You know, when you look at Disney World, where you look at Universal, and they had their pre-sales, where they had guests just lined up to get back in there. I'm out in California, and fortunately, theme parks are still closed. However, you know, places like Knott's Berry Farm have opened up, and even though the rides aren't going, they're having special food tastings, which sell out because people want to be there. And the important factor is creating a safe, hospitable environment. And that's one of the things that TendedBar brings to the table. It's going to be a consistent experience that's safe for the consumers. And as we say in event hospitality, it's better to be there. And with TendedBar, it is better to be there because you have that consistency, safety, which all the consumers want. And it's going to be going forward. It's going to be a mainstay going forward in the event hospitality space for years to come.
I agree.
100%. And the other side of it is it can also be seen as a passive income play too. I mean, you know, for a lot of these places, your alcohol, you can obviously make a lot of money on it. And it's real easy to say on a Friday night or a happy hour time or a weekend that you can make good money in alcohol. But it also costs them a lot of money to do it on a Tuesday, you know, to have it on a Monday afternoon. But with implementing us, you don't need to worry about that because we're there. You get 24/7 staff, whenever you need it. And that, you know, combined with just honestly making every customer happy. I mean, that's what really you need to do right now. You should be appreciative that they're coming to your establishment because there's a lot of people that have only been to one place in the last 6 months and they chose you, you know, so make sure that is, you know, as good of an experience as they can, and they will come back because they want to, they're dying to. I mean, everybody is.
And Justin, you raise a great point. This is consistent where operators can operate these systems if it's permissible by law, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no labor issues on a Tuesday or Sunday night where you're going to have to close a stand, which is something, you know, the F&B world faces to save money. This continuously operates, and it's not only great for the operator, but it's also great for the consumer because it gives the consumer the opportunity to get a product that might otherwise be shut down on a slow night where the operator is trying to save on labor. So it becomes a win-win.
Absolutely.
We think that for brands that build that guest experience across all their properties, they build that expectation that someone can come in after traveling and who knows what they're dealing with and travel these days, but they can show up in that lounge like Justin's talked about many times. And regardless of what time of day it is, again, like Keith, you mentioned appropriate laws, grab a great drink at any time and you can maintain that guest experience and make passive income and maximize profits. So great points, guys. Thanks.